In this video, we will show you how to simulate infusion cloning with a single insert fragment on Mendelgen. Infusion cloning is a homology-based cloning technique. First, the backbone and insert must be linearized, and then using PCR, both of the fragments are amplified. The PCR primers for the insert have overhangs, so the backbone and insert will have overlapping homologous ends. These fragments are then combined with an infusion master mix that chews back the 3' ends, allowing for the fragments to overlap and anneal through complementary base pairing. In the final step, the vector is transformed into stellar competent cells where any gaps are filled, completing the infusion cloning. Now, to simulate infusion cloning on Mendelgen, the first step is to choose your backbone. So from the dashboard, I'm going to choose the vector I want to use as the backbone. In this example, I would like to use the PGL3 basic vector as the backbone. So I'm going to click on it. This will then open the Mendelgen editor, and it shows the PGL3 basic vector in the left in a circular map and on the right in a sequence map. Before we begin the actual simulation, I want to show you what I would like to accomplish. So we have a luciferase reporter, as shown here in the pink arrow. I would like to insert a promoter before this luciferase reporter. Now, I already have an insert vector chosen with the promoter. It's the vector SV40 promoter. I'll switch over to that one. And so we see here the SV40 promoter that's right here in the green arrow. Now, I would like to take this SV40 promoter and insert it before the luciferase reporter on the backbone. So let's go through infusion cloning on Mendelgen and see how this can be accomplished. First, I'm going to click on the cloning icon shown right here in the menu above. This then shows a drop down of all the cloning techniques supported in Mendelgen. I'm going to click on infusion cloning. This will then open a cloning tab here with a panel below that shows all the steps that need to be completed preparing the vectors before we actually do the cloning simulation. Now, see, the first step is just choosing the backbone, which has already been finished because it's just the vector that is actually displayed to the left. In the next step, we need to specify the location for the insert. This can be done in many different ways, such as first just clicking a feature and the entire feature will be replaced by the insert, or clicking a single location, or by clicking and dragging and releasing to replace a region. This can be done on the circular map or on the sequence map. Now, as I specified earlier, I want the insert to be just in front of the luciferase, so I'm going to click just right here and then switch back to the cloning tab, and we'll see the location specified right here. Next step, we need to specify how we would like to construct the insert fragment. Now, to start doing this, we're going to click on the drop down right here to choose our insert vector. This will give us a list of all the vectors that we have in our library. Now, as I said before, I want to use the SV40 promoter, so I'm going to click on it. This will then give us the option to configure that vector further. If you would like to use the entire vector, you can just click Create Insert right away. However, as I specified earlier, I want to use just the promoter region within the insert vector SV40 promoter. So let's show you how to do that. So under Feature, we'll click on this drop-down, and it will show all the features within the SV40 promoter. This one only has 2, and we know I want to use a promoter, so I'm going to click on that. Then we can choose if we'd like to use surrounding base pairs. These are base pairs that are inside the insert vector around the promoter region, in this case. I do not want to include any, so I'll leave it as 0. Then we can choose what orientation we would like the SV40 promoter to be in the final product. I would like it to be forward, so I'm going to leave it just as forward right here. After that, I'll click Create Insert. So now our insert fragment has been given a label and is shown below Inserts Created. So now we've finished preparing the backbone and insert for the cloning simulation, and all we have left to do is clip and clone. Cool, so now the cloning simulation has run, and let's go ahead and check out our product to make sure everything worked correctly. First of all, we want the promoter, the SV40 promoter, to be added before the luciferase reporter. So I'm going to go ahead and hover over here, and we see the SV40 promoter is there. So that's good. Another thing I want to show you that's been added during the infusion cloning simulation are primers both before and after the insert. Now I've clicked on the insert here and I'm going to switch over to the sequence map. Now on the sequence map you see this green arrow right before the insert. What this is the primer sequence that's suggested to use when you're constructing the insert fragment that has homologous ends to the backbone. Now we've made a suggestion for the primer sequence both before the insert and after the insert. So this then concludes our tutorial video on infusion cloning on Mendelgen. Please check out our other videos to see how to simulate other cloning techniques.